Shall we start now?
Yes, Jay, we can start. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, hope you can see my screen now. Okay, so we are here to see about data validation. So yesterday we have seen with Power Query and data analysis and forecast. So we'll start with data validation and we'll see one by one. Okay, so data validation, which is available under a data tab. So you have a small tick button which shows you with data validations. Okay, this with rules that we are going to apply it. It will restrict a cell based on your rules here. Okay, so you have to apply multiple rules. We can apply multiple rules here. You can easily protect a cell from the users what they don't want to type it. Okay, so very quickly we can set some rules. Based on that, it exactly works. And it will create a uniform way of data set. That is more important. That is why we are using with data validations. So if you allow users to type manually, it will take a lot of time to consolidate it. Okay, for example, in your team, there will be 20 members are there. If you allowed them to type a small report by their own without a template, so which means the 20 people will type their information with 20 different model. Okay, for example, some people will type the employee ID in column B. Some people will type the employee ID in column C. So the variations of data set, there will be different set of variations in that particular informations are updated in the Excel sheet. So the other part of this 20 files will be shared by different 20 employees to only one. So the one you want to consolidate it. Data consolidation is more important. While consolidating all the 20 files, it will take a lot of time for you. Why? Because you want to properly align the informations and you want to check the information what they have typed, and then you want to update it in a one single file. So it will be very hectic work, and also it will be like a data time consuming one. So you want to see all the informations for all the 25. First, you want to align the exact reporting structure, every columns, and then you want to see the data what they have typed it, and then you want to consolidate it. It takes a lot of time. That is why we are using a data validation to prepare a template at first itself. So if you are working with any group manner, a team wise that you want to do it, everybody want to do the same work, which means you can prepare a template and you can share it before going for a work. Okay, so that will be very helpful. People want to see and select some information and type the information what you required. You can restrict an information. Only user will type those things. Okay, and they will not type the wrong one. All those things can be included in a template rules itself with the data validation. Okay, so I'll be showing a small example here with some rules, how we can go with that. Okay, first I'll try to prepare small set of rule here. So I'll go with first serial number. So everyone want to add a serial number here. Either you can select the serial numbers by your own. And then I'm going to update an employee ID. Okay, this is my employee ID field here. Okay, so the rule what I'm going to make here in this employee ID, people want to type their company employee ID in a number related terms. That is first rule. Okay, second rule, very simple. We can go with all employee IDs in your company with 4-digit, which means you can update all the employee ID with 4-digit in this rule. Okay, we can add a text length with that very easily. Okay, I'll just tell you how to use that one. I'll go for a data tab. Under data tab, I'm going with data validation. Okay, and data validation, I'm going with text length option. Okay, which means the employee ID minimum number is 4 and maximum number is 4. Okay, in case in your company, the employee ID starts with 4 and 5 both together, which means you can make minimum as 4 and maximum as 5. Okay, so it will allow up to 4 and 5 characters in this employee ID one. Okay, I'll go for OK. Now the employee ID has been completely set with a new rule, data validation rule here. Okay, so now if I go and type only one digit, it won't accept me to do it. Okay, and if I type multiple values, more than 4, again it won't accept it because it will allow only with 4 characters. So I can exactly type the 4 characters here, too easy to understand it. Okay, so this is the first rule that we can do it. Okay, like a template kind of thing, I can update it. Okay, because it will be very important for to set a rule. People will type wrong information in this column. So if they type some wrong information, you want to, as a data consolidated, only one person want to everything to be rectified it before updating it, before data consolidating it. Okay, that is why we require these type of rules like a template here. Okay, next set of rule that I'm going to make with location. And here you can manually type the locations or you can select like a list. Okay, I'm going to type some manual locations here. Okay, like Chennai, Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore. Okay, for example, these are the information which I'm going to type like a list in this box. Okay, my location will consist of a list box, a drop down button with data validation, which help you to select by its own. Okay, we don't want to type it. By using a drop down button, we can select it. Okay, I'll go for a data validation, in which under data validation, I'll go with list option. Okay, first we have selected with text length, and then we'll go with data list option. In data list option, either you can type it directly here. If it is very less number, 5 numbers are there, you can manually go and type it by using commas, Chennai, comma, Delhi, comma, and something. Okay. If it is more than 20 or 50, you cannot type it. That is why we have an option here to select it directly. Okay. Now I'm going to use this source button and directly I'm updating it. Okay. From K2 to K6. When you click OK, now its small drop down button will be created. Okay. I can see all the location what I have selected. All those things are in a drop down manner. So easily I can go and select the roles by using these options. Okay, so I don't want to type it. I don't want to select directly manually enter it or copy and paste it. Instead of that, I go and select this drop down button and I'm selecting a specific location from this part. And one disadvantage in this selection, if you delete something, for example, I'm going to delete the last one. Okay, which means again the source impact will be the same. So please make sure the source file what you have kept for this data type of validation, list validation, you must require to maintain this source in a proper way. Okay, so any doubt as of now about the two rule that we have seen in data validation? No. Okay, fine. So you must require to maintain a proper data set here. If you delete something, then it won't work. Okay, so you must require to keep the source in a proper a protected view. Okay, in other sheet with protected view. And third one, which I'm going to type a mobile number of these employees. Again, since this is a deals with number now. Okay, since this is a deals with number, as we already aware about it, all mobile numbers are 10 digit. Okay, it should not comes with less than 10 or greater than 10. Why I required insist with 10 digit here? Because the people will type their mobile number in different nature. Okay, for example, the mobile number will type like this. Okay, this is one type. Okay, and the length of this mobile number must be required with only 10 digit. Okay, this is what people want to do it. But some people, what they will do, they will type here. But unfortunately, they will create some spaces like this, which means again it is 12 character, the same number only, but with 12 characters. Some people even more better, they will start with country code. Okay, problem is it will be along with country code, the mobile number will showing with 14 digit here. So the uniform data of set which is not available, which is missing over in this mobile number field. So you must require to maintain only 10 digit in the mobile number field. You should not use multiple options here to do it. Okay, so that is why we are updating the rules here. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to keep this mobile number column now with rules to be updated with for only 10 digit. They should not type with country code. They should not leave some spaces. 10 straight plain numbers that they want to type it. Okay, so I'm going to make again a rule, data validation. I'll go with text length option. So the minimum value of this mobile number character is 10 and maximum character is 10. Okay, so now when I hit here, exactly it works on. Okay, so now I'll go for randomly update this number here. Okay, this is what exactly it works. Okay, if I type some one more information, okay, it will not work. Again, if I type some number, it will not work. It will restrict you. So the data validation will protect your cells from the users exactly avoiding a typo errors. Okay, this is most important. You can maintain a template in a proper way. You can ask a survey. You can conduct a survey, complete survey. Now it is very easy nowadays. People are conducting everything in a Google form, online manner. Okay, but if you want to take an internal survey for your employees in some sheet-based kind of a thing, or some information to be filled in a sheet-based, which means you can use this data validation to ask them to make a drop-down buttons. Don't want to type anything. Okay, if they allow you to type, then again it is a very problematic work. The time-consuming will take a place there. Okay, you want to manually do everything. And next rule is for a level. Okay, for example, I'm going with a level now. I employ designation with level. Okay, now what I'm going to do in your company, there are levels are there. For example, 3 means vice president. Okay, 4 means it will be like president. Okay, sorry. 3 means president and 4 means vice president. Okay, 5 means general manager. Something like that. We have some certain rules here. Okay, so the level will start from 3 to 13. 13 means fresher. Okay, 3 to 13. This is what the information I want to type here. So the employee ID to be selected and his location to be selected, his mobile number to be selected, and what is his designation? What is the level that he is in now? That level to be selected, only those things. So I'm going to make one more rule here. The rule will be starts with data validation. I'm going to select a whole number here. Okay, whole number. So I've selected with text length and then I've selected with list. Now I'm going with whole number. Okay, so whole number again, it is very simple. You can go with minimum of 3 and maximum of 13 in my company. Okay, so the roll number will allow you to type only 3 to 13. So if I go with 2, it won't allow. If I go with 15, it won't allow. Okay, so the data validation can be set exactly for the role what we have. So it will be like 10, exactly it works. It will be 15, it won't work. Okay, if it is 13, then exactly it works. Okay, so easily you can maintain a proper way of updating an information and it will be in a uniform way. So everyone will use the same template at same time. Okay, so it is easy for us to update it. Okay, like a form kind of a thing that we can do it. You can add multiple columns and multiple locations with the drop-down list kind of thing. Everything you can do it. And now we are going to see one more rule, which is a custom kind of a thing, because all other are very simple. Like the date you can mention it, which means the date can be typed here from the starting date to end date. Okay, you can maintain. You can allow them to type only from January month, 1 January to 31st January. If you type that one, start date and end date, then the people will cut and type only the date between 1 to 31st in January. Same like we are going with a custom option. Custom means by where you can write your own formula here. You can write your own formulas here. For example, I'm going to make an employee name here. Okay, I cannot restrict an employee name with some characters because I don't know what will be the character of each employee name. Okay, it starts from 3, it starts from 20 also, it ends from 20 also. So I don't know what is the employee exact character name in this situation. So what I'm going to do, instead of that, I'm going to make a different rule. This is employee name field. Okay, name field. So for which I'm going to make people will type only the alphabets. They will not type numbers in this list. This is what the rule which I can apply it here because I cannot go and restrict with number of characters. So that is why I'm going with a text option here. Okay, I'm going with a text with custom option because I'm going to type text field here. Okay, the formula which I'm going to write equal to is text. Okay, this is one of the function in Excel. This function will help me to type only the text in that particular one. Okay, so now I'll just go with is text option in this column now. Okay, now right now is text means it will allow me to type only the name. It exactly allowed it. Okay, and if I go and type some number, it will not allow. Okay, you can maintain these type of a text based or number based also in a data validation, which means in this column is related to alphabet column, text oriented column, which means you can select the entire column, G column, and apply a function. Okay, which means apply a small is text function in the custom area, which means it will exactly allow me to go with the data list. Okay, you can type only the alphabet in the field. Same thing, number kind of, again, you want to use only numbers. For example, this is IP address or some reference number. So reference number, something like that. Okay, this number field will be consisted only with number. Okay, I don't want any other to do. If you should not type any text here. So I'll go for custom length. Okay, custom is equal to is number. Okay, is number. And I'm going to select this one, this number, and I'm going to hit enter. Now, this field will denote it only for number now. Okay, if you type some text here, it won't accept. But if you type some number without any character restriction, it exactly updated. Okay, the reference number must be 2 or 20, whatever it may be. But that field is only for related to numbers. So for that, we can use the reference number exactly here to update it. Okay, so any doubts so far what we have seen?
Jay, can I use if or some logical function formula into this again?
Yeah, we can do that also.
Like I can compare two conditions in the same cell, right?
Yeah, if with and you want to use it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And now the rules what we have seen so far, you can exactly with a stopping error alert. For example, if you go for this last tab here, error alert tab here, the style which we are already using here is called stop style. Okay, which means what are the information that you type here? If you type some wrong information, that will be stopped. You cannot type any other wrong information in this list. What we have selected. Okay, for example, in this location field, we have used only 4. Okay, we want to use this drop down button to select it. In case some people will go and type wrongly, there is no such name which is listed in my location. It is stopping me. Okay, this value does not match the data validation restriction for the cell. Okay, I cannot type this Goa as of now because the validation rule which not allow me to type. It is stopping me. Okay, so instead of stopping, you can make 2 other options also. Okay, one is either you can go with information or a warning. Okay, the 2 things which allow. For example, I'm going to make one more option here. See, the location, I'll type it. I'm going to make a data validation here with warning, and I'm going the list option with the 4 location. Okay, so now the 4 location has been selected with the warning style of error alert. Okay, in the error alert, you can see now it is in warning, not in stop method. Okay, now even the stop method can be easily do. I'll just show you. I'll go for the drop down button and manually select some locations. Okay, it exactly work. And I'll go for a wrong name now. You can see it allows this value does not match the restriction cell defined for the cell. Continue, which it asks you. Either you can go and continue with yes, which means the Goa will replaced in my location. Okay, so it will ask you warning kind of thing and also allow me to type my informations. Okay, you can easily use this Goa, even though if it is not in a list. Okay, so this is what the error alert will tell you. you can go with this error alert with stopping, instead of stopping style, you can go with warning style also. And also you can add a small error message also. For example, I'll go with location alert. I'll type the title here, location. Please type the correct location. Please type the correct location. This is what I have given now. Okay, now instead of Goa, I'll go for again Hyderabad. Okay, now you can see it shows with this option and exactly it will be updating it. Okay, so you can easily use with these type of informations. And again, last option, which is for information one, which is nothing, it just store information and you can easily pass on. Okay, you can use this information for very rare purposes. Okay, because the objective of updating our data validation is to stop typing an unwanted informations, and you require a uniform information to be typed in the template. If you use with other two rules here, there is no meaning of creating a data validation. So that is why always it will be in a stop method. So you can stop the users to type the unwanted things in this particular data set. Okay, if you allow them to type, then the data will be collapsed continuously. It will not be in a uniform manner. So everyone will type in different manners. Even location, why I have listed down in a list here, Chennai, for example, some people will type Chennai in capital letters. Okay, some people will type in small letter. Okay, some people will type with CHN. A short form will be typed. So there are so many possible way of typing the same name based on the user perspective. That is why we are not allowing them to type. We are asking them to choose it from the list. Okay, that is why the uniform way of data to be maintained, unless it cannot be maintained here. Okay, that is why data validations are more preferred. Okay, so about this mixing a characters with including a PAN, for example, PAN number with numbers and text will be there. Okay, for that we can't do anything. We can do only with number of PAN number. Text length is 10 characters of PAN number. Only that we can do it. Okay, so the PAN number means it should be 10 character only. It will be allowed without a rule of creating only number, only text. Instead of that, you want to create a text length option with 10 characters rule. That is only suitable for a PAN number, GST number, or some reference number, whatever we have it. Okay, with the text length you want to do it. Okay, so any other doubt in data validation?
Hi Jay, this is Kanchan. There is one doubt over here.
Yeah.
Say for example, the sheet has been shared to the
participants.
It's a maker checker rule, say
Exactly.
for example, and somebody have checked out the made a sheet, and the checker is checking out the sheet, whereas checker have found that there are some changes done in the sheet which was not ideally earlier highlighting in the sheet. So if we want to see, say for example, Goa was not there in the sheet, and the maker have added Goa. So then how can we check that error?
Okay, see, usually you should not allow them to type, allow them to add anything here. Okay, there is only possible way to allow this rule with adding a locations with a drop down button kind of thing, because that is required a source here. So put the source in a separate sheet number 2. Okay, and then you can make a connection with sheet number 2 with the location box here. Okay, in this column. Have a password protection in sheet number 2, which means people cannot go and add any location anymore. What are the things that to be added? That will be fully controlled by a checker rule. Okay, because they are going to keep all the information in one sheet. Based on that sheet only, the sheet 1 will be populated. So sheet 3 will be completely logged with password. So no one can add the information in here. In case if you don't give any password here, you want to go for this rule option here. Okay, circle invalid data set, which means automatically will be founded.
Jay, can you please help me out with this option? Invalid. Can you please?
Yeah, I'll clear it and I'll load. Okay, so this is what I have given. Without a password I have given. So the people will type a lot of informations here. You want to type what is where is the rule has been overlapped. Okay, so you want to go and select this drop down button, go for circle invalid data set. Okay, if you go with that, exactly where are the information which typed beyond this rule, those things can be easily marked with a red circle.
Okay, that would be easier.
Yeah. Yes. So, and you can clear it also wherever you required it. Okay.
Thanks, Jay.
Yeah, fine. So about this data validation, I said you required must to be maintained. For example, you are in a HR department. You can take a survey also in this part for a small minimum 10 members in a team or 20 members in a team. Then you can easily use these type of informations. Okay, and also like even some companies are using a data validation for maintaining some attendance tracker also. Okay, so they will have a lot of drop down button. If you select this drop down button, it will comes with present, absent, LOP, comp of. There are so many categories will be there. So instead of typing it, you can go and select this option because they have set some rules over there. Based on that, what are the information what you type, that is only it exactly works. Okay, fine. Okay, next is what if analysis. Okay, so so how many of you have ever used before what if analysis? Any idea about it? Why we are using what if analysis? Any idea about it? Okay, see. So this is one of the important analysis can be done in Excel based on our target area. Okay, right now I have a small data set here. Okay, I'll tell you what we can use it. First, this what if analysis you can see. Try out various values for the formulas in your sheet using scenario manager, goal seek, and data table. So 3 subdivisions are there. For example, if you click this drop down button, you can find 3 options here for a scenario manager. Okay, one is scenario manager first, and then we have goal seek, and then we have a data table. Okay, 3 options are there. In this, scenario manager will help you to compare your data very easily. For comparing with actual versus budget, comparing with yesterday report with today's report. Okay, and comparing with your last year information with this year information. Something for comparison purpose we are using with scenario managers. Okay, that is one thing. Second thing, goal seek. Goal seek will be used with some targeted value. For example, in this example, you can see here the total profit percentage which I have attained with 26% here. Okay, 26% here. But what is my willing here? I want to get at least 35% here. If I get 35%, the total profit, what is the value of total profit and what are the values I want to change here? Okay, either I can increase the price of my laptop or increase my quantity of the laptop. Okay, so this is like a target based kind of thing for a product based companies. Okay, that is why I'll show example on goal 6 so that you can easily understand about these one. And then data table, again the same thing. You can see multiple result at the same time. Okay, easy for us to check it. What is our target value and what are the possible way of increasing my revenue, my profit through this analysis option. Okay, I'll explain you one by one. First, we go with scenario manager. Scenario manager, which is, as I said, this is a small data set of my selling information. Okay, for example, this is my actual selling information, my price list here. Okay, I have a 6 product in my company. This is the price of each product, and these are the quantities which I have. Okay, for example, I'll make with 10 quantity or 7 quantity, whatever it may be. Okay, this is my total actual one. I'll go for a scenario manager at first. Scenario manager. It will be like a empty one as always. When you click everything, it will be an empty. If you want to go and adding all the scenarios one by one. Okay, first I'll go with add a scenario. Add a scenario. It will ask you 3 box here. Okay, what is the changing cell? What is the scenario name? And who has been updated this one? This is one by default it comes. Okay, changing cells, you want to select it. What are the cells to be changed that you want to select it? Okay, now first scenario manager. Scenario manager name, which I'm going to keep 11/01/2022. Okay, this is today's date, today's sales. Okay, so this is what I'm going to add it. The name of the scenario is 11 Jan 2022 sales. Now the same changing cell is there. Changing cell is, I want to change only either the price of the laptop or quantity of the laptop. This is what I'm going to change it. Okay, the quantity I'm not going to change anything. Only price list I'm going to change as of now. So from I4 to I9, because every day the product value just keep on changing. That is why I'm selecting only the price over here. Okay, price is changed. And who's commented here, you want to create this comment, or you can delete it and you can type your own comment here, like a description that you can type it. Okay, now click OK here. Click OK here. Now you can see the 5 cells are exactly updated with the information what we have selected. Okay, now the 11th sale which has happened with the price to be changed here. This is my actual. This is my actual. But in the 11th day sale, what I have done, the speaker value is $185 in the actual value. But what I have sold is, I sold with only $170. Okay, manually I'm changing it now. And then next, the 157 will be there. Okay, I'm going to give that with $150. And then the pen drive value is 429. I'm going with 420. Okay, and then the hard disk value will be there. Hard disk with 220. I'm going to change randomly here. Okay, and then 420. So what is the actual price and what I have sold? Okay, 240. This is what I have done, and I'm going to click OK here. So I have changed all the scenarios here properly. Okay, and now you can see this is my total sale value which is stored in this one. Even this goal seek, this what if analysis, everything can be maintained in Excel like a table manner very easily. Okay, but again, this is one scenario where you can check for a very biggest values, very lot of informations are there. For that, it will be useful. Okay, now 11th sale value, which shows here. If I click show here, what happened? This is my actual value, right? This is my actual value. If I go and add all these things, the value will be different. When I click show here, now you can see all the new value will be entered here, which means the 11th sale with new prices has been updated. And that is what I have shown here. When I click close here, okay, see now this is the actual one which automatically updates. Okay, now how to compare this one? For example, I'll go for scenario manager again. I'll go and take a summary. I'll go and take a summary now. Okay, I'll click summary. It asks you the cell range and click OK now. See the summary sheet is already created. Okay, created based on this value it works on. This is one which works. And next, second thing, again, I'm going to add one more data set. Go for scenario manager. I'm going to add one more scenario, which is tomorrow sales. Okay, 12 January 2022 sales. And the same changing value, which I4 to I9, and I'm going to click OK. Okay, here again, I'm going to change it. Instead of 170, I'm going to make with 180. I'm going to make with 160. Okay, randomly I'll changing it. 450, 250, 480, and then 440. Okay, this is what I've changed. I click OK. Now two values are stored in this list. Okay, you can make this with two budget, which is actual also. You can keep one budget, keep that name as a general one. Okay, and then add one more budget for that. Add one more actuals for that. You can see easily compare it. Now you can see if I go for 11th one, if I show that, it shows exactly with 11th data. If I go and select 12th sale and I will click show here, you can see now 12th data will be shown. Okay, so easily you can compare it in a single screen itself. You can add multiple scenarios here. For example, this will be used for a product based companies. The product will be the manufacturing with 20 items, 20 in a batch, means what will be the value if I will get. If I go with 30 in a batch, then what will be the value we'll be getting. If I go with 40 batch, then what will be the value we'll be getting. This can be done in Excel manually very easily. But still, there is an option given here with scenario manager to show your items in all the adding a manager kind of thing by taking a summary very easily here. Okay, so any doubt about a scenario manager so far?
Jay, can you show the merge option? What is the uses of merge option over there?
Yeah. So you can merge with some other sheets here. Okay, like book number 4 will be there. I'll go for book number 5. Okay. If you have a recent data set source, then you can make with some different thing with other sheets. Right now, there are 0 scenarios on the source sheet it shows. That is why it is not able to merge. For example, this day 5 sheet, we have a scenario manager. You want to go another sheet, same thing, and you want to update it. Okay, so 2 rules has been applied in a 2 different sheet. Then you can merge all those things and compare it in the same summary kind of a thing. Okay, that is what it works on. But right now I have only 1 scenario. 2 scenarios are added in the day 5 sheet. That is why you cannot go and merge something in this part. Simply it will be like a data set with some a table manner kind of thing. This can be done manually in Excel. That is why lot of people are not using this one. Why? Because you can see now, if I want to know the price of each list on each day, what I can do, I can simply go and add here. Okay, I'll keep this quantity in this way, and I'll add 11th sale. This is one, 11th January 2022. Okay, and then what I'll do, I'll again add 12th January 2022. Okay, simply I'll be adding 170, and then the price will be sold with 150, and then here it is 420. So which I can do manually here. Okay, again, why the scenario managers are not frequently used? Because if the data set is very low, for me this is a very 6R products, which is very less. So I can easily add a scenario manager here. Okay, if I have more than 100 line items, I cannot do those things. Why? Because if you go and do this particular cell from I4 to I500, then it will show all the boxes here. You want to manually go and change all the boxes one by one. It takes a lot of time for you. So it won't be set for a very larger data sets. It will be available for a small data sets. That is why it is not much familiar. If it is very large number, you want to manually do like tracking like this. Okay, so any doubts so far? Okay, next we go with goal seek. Okay, as I said, goal seek, it is target based kind of thing. Okay, now I'll tell you. See, this is a goal seek example, okay, which I have kept here. Even a small example can be done. First, I'll go with small example about this, and then I'll show you with one more thing. Okay, this will be help you to change a cell value. Okay, all these what if analysis will help you to change the cell values only. That is why we are using it. Okay, and first, what if analysis will be used to change any one of the cell here, because this will be allowed with changing only one cell at a time. You can change either one cell in this example. Okay, now laptop, the price of the laptop is 54,000. Okay, and the total value quantity which I have is 15. Okay, total quantity is 15. So price multiply total quantity. So I'll be getting the total selling price is 8,10,000 here. Okay, so 8,10,000 for my product here now. But what is my agenda? What is my desired profit? Desired sale value is I want to get at least 9,50,000 if I sell all these 15 products, which means either I can increase the price of my product or increase my quantity of the product. The two possible way I have to attain my target value. Okay, to attain my target value. So this is my actual value. Actual. And this is my target value. Okay, so to achieve my target value, either I can increase the price of my laptop or by increasing my quantity. Okay, this is what I want to do it. This can be done very simple in manual work. Okay, but still the goal seeker exists for this to do it. Okay, because there are so many other fields are there. That is why. Okay, now I'll go for goal seek option. It asks you 3 cells here. What is the set cell? As always, the set cell is your actual value. Okay, that is my actual selling price, 8,10,000. And what is the target value here? Target value here you want to type manually. You don't have option to select any cells here. You cannot type it. Okay, so the actual value is 9,50,000. This is my first one. Set cell is my actual value. 2 values my target value. And which cells to be changed here? This is what more important. You can change only one cell at a time. You cannot change multiple cells at a time here. Okay, in what-if analysis. Either I can select my price or quantity. Okay, this time I'm going with price, so to be changed. When I click OK, now you can see the price value here. It will automatically do a static to dynamic run, which means it will start changing this value, cell values by its own till achieving my target value. Okay, till it comes from 9,50,000, it start running one by one. Okay, now you can see when I click OK, it shows with 63,333 rupees to be sell all the laptop for 15 quantity to achieve my target. So this is what it exactly shows. Okay, so I can keep my agenda like a target based values in my mind to achieve my target. What is the value that I want to sell? Okay, if I click OK now, then the value will be replaced with a new one. If I click cancel, then again it come back to normal one. Okay, this can be done very simple. Small divide calculation, which is more enough to do it. Okay, for example, 9,50,000 is my target. Divide by total quantity, which means I want to sell 63,333. Okay, this is one way of doing very easiest work. The same thing can be done in what-if analysis. Okay, even you can change the price or quantity, whatever it may be. If I want to go for 9,50,000 to be changed with my different quantity, then 17.959 quantity to be sold to achieve my target. Okay, either you can change your price value or quantity value, dividing with dividing calculations can easily solve, tell you a solutions here. Okay, so any doubt about a goal seek? Okay, we'll see one more example to understand even more about a goal seek. Okay, so first thing, we have a laptop again with quantity. The total selling price of this value is 8,10,000. Okay, and the cost of making this a product, which is 40,000 per quantity. Okay, which is per laptop. So now the 8,10,000 minus 6 lakh of costing price, you will be getting 2,10,000 as a profit, which is 26% of my total value. Okay, now my desired target is I don't want this 26%. At least I want 35% here. Okay, or at least I want 3 lakh as a total profit. So I want to do 3 lakhs here to total profit here. So I'm using again with goal seek. Okay, I'll go for goal seek. Okay, now my set cell value is 2,10,000 set cell value, and two values. At least I want to get 3 lakh my total profit. This is what in my mind now. Desired target value. Okay, desired target value 3 lakh, which I want to type manually. And then by changing cell, either I can change my quantity, either I can change my laptop price, either I can change my costing here. Okay, so anything that I required, I can do it. Okay, with the help of this one. Okay, for example, this is my total MRP. 54,000 is my MRP, which means I cannot sell more than that. There is only one option, either increasing my quantity or reducing my cost. This is the only one option we have it in this example. Okay, if you are till reached with your MRP, then you cannot sell more than that. Okay, so now this time what I'm going to do, I'm going to change my cell value with cost option. I'm going to select the cost. Okay, now when I click OK, see here, the cost come down from 40,000 to 34,000. Okay, if I come down, reducing with 6,000 in a cost, then I'm exactly attaining my 3 lakh rupees here with 37%. This is why we are using with what-if analysis to check internal purposes about a product, what will be the suitable things can be done. So if I try to reduce the 6,000 rupees cost for each one product, then in a single batch, at least I am getting with 3 lakh rupees as a profit. So I can have a mind calculation kind of thing in Excel very easily to do all these steps. Okay, so any doubt about what-if analysis goal 6 so far?
No, Jay.
Okay, fine. Now next, which is data table. This is very important, okay, in the what if analysis. Usually, this what if analysis will do, scenario managers other thing will do with only one step, one results only. Either you can change the price of the product or cost to be reduced. Either one thing to be selected, only one cell to be selected. But now what I am doing is multiple scenario to be checked at the same time. Okay, for that, the last option with various inputs can be done in a data table for understanding about a multiple results. Okay, so how to data table to be drawn? First, I'll small a table to be prepared at first. Just for example, I'm going with a small data set here. Okay, this is my a table kind of thing. Okay, I'll just make a border now. Okay, here I'm going to write a table. The first cell of my table, okay, this is this one. I'll make with green color to understand it easily. So this is my first cell in my table. This first cell is always a linked cell with my old formula. Okay, linked cell with my old formula. For example, equal to 2,10,000. This is what you want to select it. Okay, the first rule for creating a data table, you want to keep a first cell of the table to be linked with your actual value. Okay, total actual profit equal to E13. If you type hard coded number here, the table will not work. Okay, so you must require to maintain a link here like this. Okay, any link you require with the total profit or total value, whatever it may be. Now, in my mind, I want to do with different profits here to get with different inputs here. Okay, for example, the price of the laptop starts from 42,000 and keep on it is increasing. Okay, with 4,500 to be increased. Different price which I'm going to set now. So for example, it starts from 42,000 to 69,000. Okay, this is what my agenda now. And also in a batch, single batch, either I'm going with 15 here, or 20 products, 20 quantity, or 25 quantity, or 30 quantity, or 35 quantity. Now, multiple results can be seen with this data set. Okay, first you want to make sure the E13 here, you want to create a first cell with link 1. Okay, this is always be a link, and then you want to manually type your different inputs. These are the different prices, these are the different quantity of the product. That two things that you want to do manually. Okay, once you did, you can go and select this entire table. Okay, any doubt as of now about creating a table so far?
No, Jay.
Okay, now next we go with creating a data table now. Okay, so once it is done, this to be typed manually. Okay, you want to create a link with manual work and different price of the product, different quantity of the product to be typed manually. Okay, and then I'll go for what if analysis under data tab. I'll go with data table option. If I select this data table, two options are there. You want to select what is your row and what is your column. Okay, so my rows are now filled with price or laptop. Okay, so I'm going to select the price of the laptop and column to be in quantity. So I'm going to select a quantity here. Okay, now this can be not a problem. You can do any zigzag also. No worries about what to be filled in this row and what to be filled in this column. Okay, so when I click OK here, you can see exactly it started updating some information, which means it comes with the value what you have typed it. Okay, so this is one way of identifying the total values based on the value what you have done. It exactly working on. Okay, you can change with different cells also. For example, any simple calculation if you have done, even that also you can do it. Okay, here we have done with laptop again. Laptop with 15 with 8.1 and 9.0 is my target which I have set it. Okay, now I'll go with, instead of E13, I'll go with another example on identifying the actual value. Actual value is 8,10,000 or 54,000 with 15 values that I have done now. I have connected my Q11, this cell, and again different price of the product and different quantity of the product. Okay, laptop which I have done. Now I'll go and select everything. I'll go for data tab now. With what if analysis, data table. Now, what is your row input? My row input is my price of the product. Column input is my total quantity. Okay, when I click OK, now you can see the same thing appeared for this particular example. Okay, which is 54,000 with 15 product means 8,10,000 you will be getting it. Okay, here you can see. In case if I want to achieve minimum 10 lakh means I want to sell my 42,000 rupees with 25 product. Okay, or if I want to achieve minimum 15 lakhs, which means at least I want to start with 30 batch with 51,000. You can see multiple scenarios options here with these examples. Okay, so if I go with the same 15 quantity, then if I want to achieve 10 lakh rupees means minimum I want to sell my price with 69,000. It is beyond my MRP means you cannot do it. Okay, so this is with the simple way you can understand about the multiple scenarios in a same data table here. Okay, if I want to sell for 18 lakhs, then I want to set my table with 30 quantity with 60,000 rupees per laptop price here. Okay, to that you will be attending with 18 lakhs as a selling price. So multiple scenarios can be seen here, and after this understanding, you go and fix a price and total quantity in a batch that you can do it. Okay, right? Any doubts so far about this particular example about a data table?
Jay Mamta here.
Yeah, please.
Just wanted to understand. So this data table basically help us to understand or to decide the strategy. If you want to achieve this, I mean to say your target, you have to sell this much output. Is it
Exactly.
the same?
Exactly,
Okay.
correct.
So it help you to forecast your
Exactly.
okay.
That is why it
Got
is
it.
a forecast group.
Okay. So it will help you to determine what kind of a sale and what kind of a strategy you use to achieve the targeted revenue or targeted output. Okay.
Exactly, exactly. Even this will be work for different industries. For example, I'll do one more thing with the HR department now. Okay, for example. So the example, the average CTC in my company. Okay, just for example, even you can do it for one employee or for in all the employees. The average CTC of the employee in your company is 11 lakh. Okay, this is what the average CTC right now. And now this year you want to make an increment for them. Okay, for all the employee. Either you can make with average amount or for individual, whatever you can do it. So the percentage of hike, what you have planned so far, which is 8% as an average hike for all the employees. This is what you have planned it. Okay, now I'll go and multiply this 11 lakh into 8%, which means this is the value which is getting here. Okay, as an annual CTC, that will be easily updated. Now you can update this information in a data table very easily. Okay, first I'll prepare a table. I'll prepare a table here. I'll go with link to be created. I'll go for this 88,000. That is a first link. Okay, first link. Link has been created. Now, different percentage can be updated. Different CTC also, if you require, we can update it. Based on that, it exactly work. Okay, now, for example, if it is 6 lakh rupees, the CTC, what is the value they will be getting it? If it is 7 lakh rupees, what is the value that they will getting it? Okay, plus 1 lakh rupees will be there. I'll update it here. And then I'll go with 8%. I'll go with 10%. I'll go with 12%. Okay, I'll go with 7%. I'll go with 5%. I'll go with 11%. Okay, only few different informations which I have typed it. Now, once it is done, I'll go with data table. I'm going to make this one. Okay, the row input is in 11 lakh and column input is in 8%. Okay, when I click OK here, you can see exactly it works on. So if 11 lakh with 8%, the employees will be getting with 88,000 as an additional increment. Okay, as an average. For example, in your company, 88,000 rupees into 75 people are there, 75 employees are there, then you are going to add additionally in your salary with this amount. So 66 lakhs to be paid as an additional amount from next year onwards, for next payroll cycle onwards. Something like that, you can easily judge it with the help of this what if analysis in a data table. Okay, so any doubt about this?
Clear, Jay, now.
Yeah. Okay, next we are going with an advanced version of what if analysis that is called a solver. Okay, that is optimized solver. This comes under prospective analysis. So far we have seen is predictive analysis because this is for forecasting, only for forecasting based on your old data. But now solver, what this will do, this is comes under like a tool kind of thing. Prospective analysis with a tool based. Okay, you can see now same what if analysis tool that finds the optimal value of a target cell by changing the values into cells used to calculate the targeted value. Okay, which means simply it will do with multiple cells. What if analysis means you can do only one cell at a time. You cannot change multiple time. Okay, multiple cells here. But with the help of solver, you can change multiple cells with some constraints you can add it. Okay, with some conditions you can add it easily. Okay, I'll take this example now. How solver will work. First, you want to enable the solver. I'll tell you how to enable it, and then I'll go with the example. Okay, so the laptop price and total quantity, total selling price, and then with the cost of the product and total profit. What is the value that we have given? And finally, the average percentage here. Okay. Now solver to be enabled at first, you want to activate the solver. As I told earlier, first you can go for any ribbon button, do right click, customize the ribbon and go with the Excel add-in and click OK button, go button, and you want to activate the solver here. Tick on the solver and click OK. Then you can find a separate tab in Analyze group under Data tab. You will be having a solver here. Okay. Now, what is this? Let's see. You can add a lot of constraints here. Okay, constraints here. This is the calculation which I have given to my high level management. Okay, so the high level management is saying us the profit what we are earning here is which is not sufficient for me. Okay, I want to increase my profit up to 3,50,000. Okay, or else 2,50,000. If I want to make this 2,50,000, either I can reduce the cost, okay, or increasing a price. This is what the two scenario which I can do. But in which the management, high level management has given some constraint. What are the constraints here? For example, the constraints are the laptop price. Okay, the laptop price of the laptop should not go more than 60,000. Okay, it's just less than 60,000. This is what the first condition they are giving because that is the MRP. Okay, so less than 60,000, you want to sell this one. And the next option they are giving, increase the quantity if you required. You can increase the quantity, which is 15 to 20. This is what the second constraint they are giving. And then third constraint, the cost of this product. The cost of this product should not go behind 40,000. This is what the three constraints which they are giving. You want to make these three constraints to be adjusted to attain 2,50,000. Okay, which means manual work. We want to do all the changes and we want to see what is the suitable value to bring this 2,50,000. We want to do manual works. But with the help of solver, adding all these constraints into a solver button, automatically it brings a result. Okay, now let's see how this is going to do. I'll click the solver button and the solver parameters will look like this. Okay, this is a inbuilt add-ins with GRG nonlinear solving method will work on. Okay, don't change any solver methods here. Only you are applied to do with few changes in this list. Okay, no changes in the solving method, and don't make any other changes in this list. Simply add your values and add your constraints here. Okay, now first set objective is there. What is the set objective cell? Your actual total profit here. That is a set objective. This is to be 2,10,000 to increased with 2,50,000. This is what my aim now. Okay, so I'll go for my goal. First, my actual value is 2,50,000. Sorry, 2,10,000. That is my actual value. What is my goal value? 2,50,000. So I'm going with value of option, and I'm going to click the 0, And as I said earlier, you cannot go and select a cell. You want to manually type your target value. Okay. So for example, I'll go with 2,75,000 now. 2,75,000. Okay. This is my goal now. At least I should get 2,75,000 to sell all these products. Okay. And what are the cells to be changed here? By changing variable cells. In what-if analysis, you can add only one. But in solver, you can do multiple cells here, whatever you require. Okay. Now, simply I'm going to select this option. The price of the laptop to be changed, comma, either quantity of the product to be changed, comma, or the cost of the product to be changed. So 3 values which I selected now. Okay. Either you can change these 3 cells, but my objective is to get 2,75,000. You can change anything you required, but I want at least 2,75,000. This is what my scenario now. Okay, so all the scenarios are now added here. Subject to constraint, I want added because my management have give some restriction. These are the constraints they are given. So I'm going to add the constraints here. Okay, first thing, the price of the laptop is it should not go beyond 60,000, which I said. Okay, first constraint which I'm going to add it. Click on add button, click on add, and it shows with cell references, and then lesser than or equal to symbol, and then constraint option is there. Okay, so first I'll go for cell references, and I'll go with the laptop price to be selected. The laptop price is less than or equal to 60,000. Okay, less than or equal to 60,000. It should not go more than 60,000 because that is my MRP. So I have added the first constraint here, and I'm going to click OK, add it. Now you can see when I add it, the first constraint has been added. So the D3 cell must be less than or equal to 60,000. This is what the first constraint, which is already added, right? So any doubt as of now about adding all these things? Okay, next I'm going to add it with another constraint. Okay, add constraint number 2, which is quantity must be 15 to 20. Okay, 15 to 20, which means again, I'm going with the 20 is the largest one. So the quantity field again, I'm going to select with quantity field that should be less than 20. Okay, and click OK, add it now. And then the third one, the cost of this must be less than 40,000. Okay, so I'll go for a cost, the cost to be selected, and this should be less than 40,000. Okay, this is what I've done now. Okay, now 3 constraints have been added. All the 3 what management said, everything is added. Okay, my price which should be less than 60,000 and quantity should be less than 20, and the quantity, the price, cost of the price will be less than 40,000. And quantity which I have mentioned manually here, less than 20,000. In case if you want to add between 15 to 20, one more field that you want to select. Again D5, which is greater than or equal to 15 to less than or equal to 20. Something like that you want to add it. One more constraint to be added for that particular cell again. Okay, first so far, what are the informations I have filled? Okay, any doubt as of now about adding a constraints? Okay, now after adding all the constraints, I'm going to make a solve button now. When I'm going to click a solve here, a solver will automatically see these constraints and it will try to change the value of the cells here by default, and it brings a result. Okay, sometimes the solver will not do a solve. Okay, it will not bring with a solution. Okay, solution cannot be found by the solver. If it is so, then there is no possible way of doing it. Okay, that is the meaning of not finding a solver. For example, if I try to change this 2,75,000, adding with constraints, if it is not matched with these constraints and the amount you are trying to achieve means, the solver will not find a solution, which means your target value will not come with these scenarios. This is what the meaning which is said. Okay, now when I go and solve here, okay, now we can see, and it solved exactly now. Okay, 2,75,000, it's solved here. And you can see now the solver found a solution. Okay, all constraints are optimally conditions are satisfied. Okay, everything now it is satisfied. What it happens, it increase the price of the a laptop by its own. Previously, we kept with 54,000, but now it is saying 56,649 will be the best price for your product with increasing 15.19 laptop quantity. Okay, and again, the cost of the price has been reduced little, 40,000 to 38,546 has been reduced. If I do these changes, exactly I'll be attaining with 2,75,000. Okay, this is what the exactly solver will do. So based on your scenario, automatically solver will do these type of calculations. Okay, you can add only the constraints to the parameters. Automatically it will solve and will bring the results. This is the easiest way to do it. Okay, now either I can save the scenario or I can cancel it. If I cancel it, exactly it comes to the normal mode. Okay, now again I'll go for what if analysis. Sorry, solver. You can see the constraints again here, same thing. Now this time I'm going to increase the price of this one. Okay, instead of 2,75,000, okay, you can save the scenario at last time also, it will be helpful. Now I'll go for second scenario, which is 3 lakh this time I'm planning it now. Okay, 3 lakh this time. I'm going to trying to solve with 3 lakh rupees now. When I go for hit solve button, okay, you can see still it is finding a solution. Okay, it is increasing my price with 57,000 with 15.2 quantity, and with the cost of the price has been even reduced, 37,000. If I do that, then there is a 34% of revenue with 3 lakh rupees will come. I'll go and save the scenarios here with scenario name. This is for 3 lakh rupees target. I saved the scenario now. Okay, save the scenario and then I'll go for cancel it. Second thing, again, I'll go for solver. Even now this time I'm trying to go with more than that, 3,20,000. 3,20,000 with solver now. You can see exactly it's still found 3,20,000 it is working, and the value of the laptop quantity and cost has been exactly changing. I'll go for scenario changed with 3,20,000. 3,20,000. Now I'm going to make a huge amount here. Okay, huge amount with 4 lakh rupees. Okay, I'll go for 4 lakh rupees. Solver with 4 lakh rupees. 4 lakh rupees, and I'm going to click solver option. Now you can see still it is founding because it will exactly found with 60,000 rupees. That is the least highest option with selling prices. I cannot go beyond to that because my MRP I kept with 60,000, and also the laptop price which I said which is less than 60,000. Okay, so you cannot go beyond to that. If I go beyond to that, then the cost of price will be reduced to achieve my targets here. Okay, you can save this scenario also with 4 lakh rupees. So this is what exactly solver will do. So solver can create a own solution based on your constraint and it will work on. Okay, so easy for us to do it. Okay, so any doubt about the solver as of now?
Jay Mamta here.
Yeah, please.
Rather than what if analysis for a goal setting, this is the best option to go for, because you don't have to think even. It give you multiple solution, and which is the best one you can go for it, right? So rather than what if analysis, I think the solver is the best option to approach, because not only it gives you a solution, the best solution, but a multiple solution. Seeing the constraint, so you can opt the best solution which has been more suitable to you. So I think the solver is the most good option rather than the what if analysis of a goal setting, right?
Exactly. Even that is why what if analysis comes under predictive analysis, which means
exactly
a future value will be predicted. But solver comes under prospective analysis, which means based on the tool, automatically it produces solutions here.
Yeah, the present condition. Got
exactly.
it. Yeah.
So that is the difference between predictive analysis and prospective analysis. There are so many other tools are there in the market. Okay,
very beautiful solver, no doubt about it.
Exactly. So solver will give multiple solutions also. And even if you go for insert tab, get add-ins, there are so many other companies, software companies, they are providing a prospective analysis tools here. But all these are paid version. So we cannot get any free versions here. That is the only problematic thing. Okay, you can go and type here with some data analysis. Okay, so data analysis group is there. See data analysis, and you can find a lot of other analysis tool pack. See analytical solver will be there. You can add this also, but as this is a paid version, you cannot do anything. If you add this one, same like solver button, this will be even more options are there. Additional options are there with features. when I go and add it here, you can see now, you cannot use simply because all these are paid versions. That is the only biggest disadvantage we have. Okay, now I'll go for data tab. I think it is not added, I guess. Okay, I don't have space here. That is why it is not adding it. Okay, analytical solver. See now, this analytical solver, which created a new box, new tab itself. You can see there are so many other new options are there. With getting a data from any worksheet or sample big data. Okay, but you require a license for that. You can create a charts, you can create a reports, and also you can add a parameters in this option. Okay, there are so many parameters can be added here with sensitivity analysis. Okay, this is called another way, which is called as what if analysis. Okay, and you can add your constraints here with decisions here. Okay, you can do the analytical solver as an additional Excel add-in, which I have done now. You can go and add like a model kind of thing. Okay, so this is a software has been produced by your company. Okay, this is, you want to make a license from this option. Okay, login out and logout option is there. You can go for a manage account also. You can find this has been done by Frontline Solvers. This is a company which has done. You can go and request a free trial and start using it. And you want to specifically train on these tabs because this is their own tab. So they will be teaching you how to use these tabs about a decision tree and all. Okay, this will be available in Power BI. Okay, you can go and learn about this analytical solver Frontline in the YouTube videos. You can understand about these things. Okay, because the trained the solvers Excel add-ins, what they are releasing it, they are giving training also how to use these tabs and all. Okay, so as of now we not require this one, and also this is since my home system, I have an admin access here to add it. But if you go for online mode, you must require with Excel admin access and all. If you have that, then you can add all these things here. Right. So any doubt about the solver and what if analysis so far? What we have covered it.
Jay, I have one question to ask you. I understood the things what if analysis and what is the solver is. I just
Okay.
wanted to understand, as you said that very correctly, data analysis. So is it there is any systematic approach for a data analysis? Like these are the sets you have to go through for the data analysis, like, you know, the first checklist, the second checklist. Like how do you follow? Like,
Okay, see, there will be a separate software process will be there. Like that will be called as SPSS, like and then SSBA. There will be a lot of Microsoft products are there, which comes with an additional framework kind of thing. Those SaaS softwares will be there, and then SPSS softwares will be there, or SRSS. Okay, all these are like Microsoft products, which is SQL Server Reporting Services. That is called SRSS. Okay, and then we have SPSS. There are different softwares are there in the market which will do these type of data analysis by its own. Okay, you don't want to do anything like a solver button kind of thing. You want to add only constraints to those things. That will automatically bring a solutions for you. And it has a predefined set of templates will be there with, with different predefined analysis also there. You want to go and use this frameworks by easily without any coding experience, you can do it.
okay.
And if you require coding experience kind of thing, then you want to create one separate software in SaaS, that is SWAS. Okay, I'll tell you now. SWAS, which means software as a services. Okay, this is a SaaS based technology, which is completely in a cloud based. Okay, cloud based. Right now we are using Power BI online mode is there. That is SaaS software.
Okay.
And then we have a Power BI with desktop version. That is a normal offline mode. Okay, this is my offline mode will be there. If you go and check there, the offline mode is free. Anyone can use it in a desktop version. But online mode, there will be no free version. You want to buy a premium license, pro license with Microsoft. So those type of cloud softwares, there are all easiest way. Even there will be a little difference between Power BI desktop version and online version. Even now we have Office 365. Office 365 Excel, which has even more functions. Compared to Excel desktop version, there are so many new formulas are there in Office 365 online version. Okay, why? Because that is a cloud-based. That is used only for office purposes. That is why a lot of new formulas are included in only for office purposes, Office 365. Okay, it has XLOOKUP, but we don't have XLOOKUP in our desktop version. And we have a filter button. Okay, XLOOKUP will be there. And then we have a filter formula. Filter formulas are there. Text joins will be there. There are so many useful functions are there in online version of Excel 365. That is a cloud-based SaaS software. But
Most advanced, you can say
exactly,
that.
exactly. But some of the features are missing over there. But desktop version is will be suitable for all the people. And the problem here is cost one. That is what you want to buy the entire purchase of Office 65 with all the other components. Okay, here if it is a desktop version, you will be buying only with Word, PowerPoint, and Excel. We are not going to buy any other thing. But if it is like an online 365 version, it comes with Outlook, it comes with OneNote, it comes with OneDrive. All those things will completely come like a package. It will be higher cost in compared to desktop version. Okay, so any other doubt about it? Okay, fine. Next, we go with day 5 agenda, which is introduction about a formula and function. So this is very important for your workstation. So wherever doubts you have, you completely stop me and ask me to redo it. Okay, because this is simply like a calculation, exactly like a mathematics. Okay, so if you do any calculations, if you miss with one single code or commas, then it will be completely a syntax error. Okay, because we are going to deal with formulas and functions now. So wherever you doubts you have it, exactly stop me at that same time. Okay, and also now first we are going to see about introduction about functions and with rules. Okay, even separate error handling and then user defined functions, and then how to create name range. All those things will be discussed with compared to first we'll see the exact functions what we have, and then how to solve those things if any error comes. That way we will be discussing it. Okay, about the formulas and function. Okay, so how many of you know what is the exact difference between what is formula and what is function? How many of you know all these are same? What is the difference between formula and function in Excel?
Formula can be a predefined one.
Okay.
Functions we can define if we want. If we are using any regular thing, that we can define as a user-defined function that can be included. If I'm not wrong.
Okay, see, you have done it, but functions are predefined and formulas are manually calculated. Okay, this is the differences. Okay, I'll tell you very simple in this one. With small examples, I'll give you to understand what is a formula and differences between formula and function. Okay, first I'll take a small product here. Okay, a stock here, for example. Okay, I'm going with mobile phones. Okay, just for example, mobile phone. So I have 18 quantity with 15,000 rupees. Okay, 15,000 rupees. Now this is my scenario. I can do this in two different ways, either in formula way or in a function way. Okay, but the result what they will give, both the result will be same, but method of calculation is different. Okay, first thing I'll go with formula, then we have function. Formulas are manually calculated. Okay, you want to do a manual calculations here, that is must here. Okay, manually calculated. Okay, and while doing manual calculations, you require an operator to do it. Okay, for example, operators are must. What are the operators can be used here? For example, you can use with arithmetic operation, plus, minus, multiply, divide, slash, whatever it may be. Arithmetic operations can be used, or you can go with the logical operations, equal to, less than equal to, greater than equal to, less than or greater than symbol. All things you can easily use it. Okay, so how do you define in Excel not equal to in Excel? What is the symbol to be used for not equal to? Equal to means we can using this one. Okay, greater than equal to, then we are using this one. How do you define not equal to in Excel?
Two opposite
Is
arrows.
equal to slash.
No, that is in mathematical manner. In computer science, we are using with one less than symbol, one greater than symbol. Okay, this look like a diamond. This is what exactly not equal to means in Excel. Okay, so you want to use a less than symbol and greater than symbol. It look like a diamond symbol here. Okay, which means that is a not equal to defined in Microsoft Excel. Okay, so these are the operators can be used for a formula to be calculated. But for functions, we are already defined it. Okay, so predefined functions are there. All the functions are predefined. For example, that is why if you go for a formula tab, insert function option is there. Insert function. Okay, which means all these are functions with categories, financial functions, text functions, logical functions. And if you go for more, statistical functions. Okay, so many functions are there, which is already defined it, predefined one. The other important thing, no operators are required to do these things. Okay, no operators are required. For example, sometimes we will use with operators, but 99% we are not using with any operators. Okay, like arithmetic symbols like asterisk, plus, or divide, or logical operators, we are not using it. Very rarely we will be using it. Okay, now this is the two differences we have between formula and function. Now I'll show example, you can understand it easily. Okay, so as I said, formula and function, the same calculation which I am going to do it. Formula and then functions. First, formulas are manually calculated with operator I set. So equal to 15,000 multiply 18. Okay, this is the first calculation which I have done. That is a manual one. Okay, 2,70,000. Manual calculation which I have done. I have used a symbol asterisk here as an operator here. But for the function mode, which is very simple, equal to, we have a predefined value for multiplication that is called product. Okay, in Excel, if it is a product means multiplication. So I want to select the first number, I want to select the second number. So I don't want to use asterisk symbol here, directly selecting my first number and second number with the help of product, which means even that will bring the same result here. So this is the difference between formula and function. So formulas are manually calculated with asterisk symbol to be used it. Okay, functions are already defined. You want to select one function. Okay, if condition, product, sum, average, VLOOKUP, all these are already defined, predefined one. So those are called as functions. If you are doing anything manually, that is called a formula. Okay, so right now, hope you understand about the differences between formula and function, right? Any doubts so far about it? Okay, fine. So I think we can take a small break now for 10 minutes for a tea. Okay, so we'll be regroup again at 8:45. Okay, so I'll be on mute now. Okay, shall I start now?
Yes, Jay, we can start.
Okay. So fine. So we understood about what is the difference between formula and function. With this example, we have seen it. Okay, next. So with the 7 rules that we are going to see, which is very important, as I said earlier, based on my experience, I have created the 7 rule to understand about how functions are working and how easiest way to understand it. Okay, so if you know these 7 rules here, you will be very easy to handle any functions in Excel, even without knowing anything. Okay, so this is what very advantage that the things to be followed in applying any functions or formula. Okay, that is what we are going to discuss next. So first starts with the rule number 1, how to apply and what is the result, and then where to apply. Okay, so this is the first rule which I have mentioned here. Okay, how to apply, which I am going to teach you. I'm going to show you some example with some functions. You can understand it easily. Second thing, what is the result? After applying, you come to know why this function has been used. What is the result it will return? Okay, that is the second thing. Where to apply is more important. Okay, I'll give some examples. I'll give some scenarios to match with where this function will be used. Okay, but meanwhile, you want to think in your situation, in your workstation, what are the activities that you are doing for which function will be used. Those things that you want to think manually, and you can easily simplify it, or you can remodify it with some other different functions to reduce the manual work. Okay, now this is the first rule which I am going to teach you one by one. Second rule, as we always know, formulas are started with equal to. Okay, every time you want to start a formula with equal to. Okay, sometimes it can be used with plus or minus also. Okay, we have 3 other options. You can go directly with equal to, plus or minus. Okay, 3 options to be used with function to be applied or formula to be applied. Okay, if you go with a negative, then the results will be in a negative way it will come. So why negatives are there, which means you can use some financial functions in a negative manner, which means all the financial functions will come return with negative value. Okay, you can avoid that negative value. You can start with equal to, instead of equal to, you are making with minus value. So minus of minus will convert that value into a positive. That is why. Third rule. Okay, this is very important. You want to understand about the error nature. What are the errors that you occurred? You want to rectify the error and you want to proceed on. Okay, so how to rectify the errors, which is very important. We want to see what type of errors that you are getting it. Either it is a runtime error or a syntax error. 2 types of errors we can see very widely. Okay, syntax error and runtime error. What is syntax error? Which means you are doing mistake in the syntax itself. For example, you are not applying comma properly or double quotes properly or not using the arguments properly. Those type of informations are called a syntax error. Okay, I'll tell you in the upcoming one with the rules. You can easily understand it about it. Okay, so errors handling, which is very important, that in which do you know how many errors are there in Excel? How many errors are there in Excel? Any idea about it? How to see the errors in Excel? Tell me any one error that you can frequently see it.
Hi, this is Kanchan.
Yeah, please.
If is equal to sign is not used, there is an error. The error occurs if I mean if the formula is used for say adding 2 ranges, add
Yeah.
between 2 ranges, and is equal to sign is not used, then formula will not get applied. That is
Yeah.
I mean it's a layman error. Okay.
Yeah, so if you apply VLOOKUP, what type of error will you get? For the record, if it is not matched.
Hash any.
Exactly, hash not applicable will come. Okay, which means not applicable is one of the error in Excel. Okay, and first all errors are denoted in Excel with hash symbol. Okay, wherever hash comes, which means that comes under a error handling. Okay, that is an error in Excel cell, and you must focus on those part to rectify it. And now we have a separate function in Excel called error.type. If you do that, You can find all the errors in Excel very easily. Okay, almost 8+ errors are there. Not applicable means 7th error it will be, which is always occur in VLOOKUP. Okay, and same like we have null error, divisible by 0 error, value error. Each and every error will occur in different functions. Okay, for example, name error, which is 5 here. What is this name error? There is no such function in this name, which I typed wrongly, which comes under name error. Okay, so this is what called as name error. So name error means there is no function is already defined it. So 8 types of errors can be easily seen in the error.type function. Okay, if you type this one, easily you can see it. What type of error you are going to appear. These 8 only will be acquiring in a circular basis, which if you use some different function, VLOOKUP means not applicable will come. If you use some search function means value will come. So different functions will come with different errors. You can easily handle it. I'll help you on that part. While upcoming sessions, we are going to see it, how to rectify all those things. Okay, so now error always denotes with hash. Now we can see it starts with hash. If you type any errors, any error, even divisible by 0. For example, my price of the product is 15 rupees, but I don't have any quantity in my stock as of now. Okay, I cannot do any divide here. So if I divide by 0 at any value, it comes with divisible by 0 error. Okay, that is the second type of error in Excel. Again, it starts from hash. So all errors are now denoted in hash. That is a symbol for error in Excel. Okay, so wherever hash comes, that is an error symbol. You want to rectify that one. Fourth rule, if you are typing some alphabets, that is a text-based one or a symbol, okay, in a function or formula. If you are including function with text or symbols, you must require that to be in a double quotes. Okay, this is a standard rule for applying text with symbols. So if you are applying any function, for example, you are using with if condition, if my first logical, which is equal to how to apply. Okay, how to apply is a text mode. So that is why I'm using with that double quotes. Okay, this is what I want to use it. So double quotes is a must one for any alphabets and text and symbols. Okay, so that is most important thing. If you're dealing with numbers, then no double quotes is required. Without a double quotes, you can use it. You can proceed with numbers. Okay, this is the fourth rule that you want to do it. Fifth rule, very important, which is syntax. Syntax, as I said, syntax error will come. What syntax means? Every function in Excel has a syntax. Okay, you want to read the syntax first to understand about the nature of the formula or function, and then you want to apply it. Okay, for example, syntax is a bottom line of the formula. If it will appear a bottom line of each and every function. Okay, now for example, equal to VLOOKUP. Now you can see a small line is appearing here. One is called lookup value, and then table array, and then column index number, and then range lookup. So 4 values are there in VLOOKUP function. This is called a syntax line. Okay, so any doubts so far? Clear? Okay. Now, next I'll go with the syntax line, which is appearing at the bottom, which consists of arguments. Okay, this is the first argument. Lookup value is an argument. Table array is the second argument. Column index number is third argument. Range lookup is a fourth argument. Okay, so VLOOKUP consists of 4 arguments here to select it. Okay, so you want to see what is the syntax line, and then 6th rule, which is a argument. So each and every formulas are filled with arguments in the syntaxes. Okay, so you must see the syntax here and the bottom line along with arguments. For example, equal to if condition. You can see the bottom line. This bottom line has 3 values here. One is logical test. That is the first argument. The true value is the second argument. And value, if it is false, then that is a third argument. Okay, so true is a second argument and false value is a third argument. So if condition has 3 arguments here. So each and every function has different arguments in Excel. Okay, it starts from 0 argument to infinity argument. That I'll tell you now. And next thing is the arguments. What you are seeing here is sometimes for some formula there will be 2 syntax line. If you go for index, you can find the two syntax here. Okay, it will work in array method technologies and with the reference method. Okay, in the upcoming session, we are going to see about these things. Okay, fine. So any doubt as of now? Okay, now argument starts with 0, as I said, to infinity. There are so many other arguments are there. Each and every function has different arguments. Now, 0 argument functions. What does it mean? Which means these formulas are not required to select any values. Simply the formula is enough. For example, equal to, now open bracket and close bracket, nothing to be selected here. This is called a 0 argument. Okay, for which these type of functions, you don't require to type anything. Directly open bracket, close bracket, which means it will return today's date and current time. That is what the result of now. Okay, if you use now function, it brings a result called date and current time, current date and current time. Okay, this is what now will do. Same thing, equal to today. If you use with today, again open bracket, close bracket, you don't want to select anything, simply it returns today's date. Right? The same last example, which is for rand. Rand is a function with rand function is a statistical function which returns a date from +1 to -1. Sorry, -1 to +1. It will bring a random values in the cell here. Every time when you press F2 button, the value will keep on changing. A random statistical methodology to fill a samplings. That is why we are using rand function. Okay, so now these 0 argument functions are not required here to type any information. Directly open bracket and close bracket is enough. Okay, so any doubt so far about a 0 argument?
No, Jay.
Okay, now next Excel, which has consist of with only one argument. There are 100 plus functions are there in Excel, which with only one argument. Okay, for example, equal to len. This is length of the character can be found. Only one text to be selected. You cannot select multiple range. You want to select only one cell. Okay, for example, this len function will help me to identify what is the count of my characters. Okay, if you see now, this how to apply which has 12 characters, including a space, it will count it. So length of the character can be used for a mobile number purposes and all. So it will be used with only the number of characters can be checked easily for mobile number purposes also. So mobile number means it will be like 10 characters only. So len can be used with only one function, single argument function. There are so many functions are there. Equal to upper. This is one more text function. You want to select only one text here. So I am just going to select this one text. This will be converted into an uppercase by automatically. Right. So hope you are understanding about the arguments now. So first thing, you want to type a function and you want to see how many arguments are there in this function. And I want to fill all the arguments properly. This is what I want to do. Okay. So any doubts so far what we have seen? Okay. Next, 2 argument. As I said earlier, more than 100 functions are there. As same like we have other functions here. 2 argument also, so many functions are there. For example, equal to countif. Countif is 2 argument. You can see the range and then comma criteria. So from second argument onwards, you want to apply comma and then go for the next arguments here. So comma separator will help you to move on between the characters here. Okay, between the arguments here. So you must require to select 2 things. First is range and then criteria. Okay, first I'll go for select this range, comma. What is the criteria? In this range, how many words are there called syntax? This is what I want to find. For countif, this is what the help will help you. So this is the range. In this range, syntax will be there with only one count, it says. So this is the only one count which has syntax. So if I copy and paste it down, it found it 2. So 2 syntax is found in this range. This is what the nature of countif will do. Okay, so countif, count, ifs, all those functions we are going to see in the next one. So that will be very helpful function. I'll tell you about it. So 2 arguments are, so many functions are there again. Equal to left function. Left means from left hand side, it will split the values. Okay, text comma, I want to split three characters from left hand side. First three characters from left hand side, which means it will find only how here. Okay, so this is two arguments, and then three arguments, which is called if function. As I said, if condition. Okay, if condition, we are going to see it. Logical test, true value, and false value. Okay, so three arguments are if condition. And then four argument, VLOOKUP we have seen. Okay, VLOOKUP means four argument. Okay, we want to see the function syntax line and identify how many arguments are there. One more easiest way, how many commas are there? You can just check that one. This is one comma, this is second comma, this is third comma. So 3 comma plus 1, which means 4 lookup. VLOOKUP comes under 4 arguments. Okay, how many commas are there? Plus 1 had to be added. Okay, VLOOKUP. So VLOOKUP comes under 4 argument. 5 argument. All financial functions, most of the financial functions are 5 argument. For example, equal to PMT. This is one loan calculator function. I'll tell you in the future about this one. EMI loan calculator can be done in Excel very easily with help of this function. Okay, this comes under 5 function, 5 argument. 1 rate, NPR 2, present value, future value, and type. So 5 arguments to be selected. There are so many other financial functions comes under PMT. Okay, like a financial functions comes under a 5 arguments, PMT. And then infinity arguments, which means there is no restriction at all. You can select n number of things. Okay, how do you identify these things? Simply, all the functions are marked with 3 dots at last. Okay, for example, equal to sum. You can see now 3 dots will come, which means there is no restriction at all. You can select n number of arguments. This is called an infinity argument. Okay, there is no argument to be mentioned here. Okay, you can select n number of arguments between the sheets. Also, you can select it. Okay, this is all basic functions comes under 3 dots, infinity arguments. Even equal to count IFS. Okay, this is a count IFS again comes under 3 dots. There is no restriction in adding a criteria range. So infinity arguments are there. So n number of things will be there, like sum function, and then average function, and then minimum, and then maximum, count IFS, sum IFS. There are so many functions are there, comes under infinity argument. Okay, so any doubt so far about the 6th rule, what we have seen? This is more important to understand about each functions here. Any doubt so far? Okay, now last one, which is 7th rule. Okay, simply I'll go for a last rule. Last rule is like we are going with optional values. What are the optional values in Excel in a function? For example, some function consists of 5 arguments. For example, this PMT. If you go for a PMT, it consists of 5 arguments here. Rate, NPR, PV, future value, type. But some of the argument comes with a square bracket. If any function with arguments comes with square bracket, that means that is an optional value. Okay, that is preloaded already. If you type this FA or without typing it, automatically the function will work. Okay, so think 5 arguments are there. You don't want to give 5. These 2 arguments comes with square bracket. So if wherever the square bracket values comes, you don't want to give it. Automatically it takes as 0 or a default value. Okay, so default value or a optional value it will be there. So even VLOOKUP also, we have an optional value for C that last range lookup comes under square bracket, which means the 3 types I can give it, comma, either I can put 0 or false. Without putting that also it exactly work. Okay, so by default it takes as 0. If you don't type the 0 also, VLOOKUP will work. Okay, because that is an optional value in the function. Okay, wherever the square bracket comes, that is more important. Square bracket comes, then that is an optional value. Okay, so make sure you can utilize it. Don't waste time in applying unwanted things. Just see if it is a square bracket, then don't apply it. Okay, so this is what the 7 rules of function or formula to be understand before applying anyone. Okay, so any doubt about the 7 rules? Yeah, I'll just repeat it again. First rule, how to apply, what is the result, and where to apply. Okay, one more with the seventh rule, which I'm going to apply it. Okay, quickly we'll go through with 7 rules again. So how to apply, what is the result, and where to apply. This is what I'm going to teach you now. Okay, so no worry about it. And second rule, all formulas are started with either equal to plus or minus. Okay, and error handling. Third is we have denoted with hash. So always hash is denoted as an Excel error symbol, and with us 8 more types are there. Okay, every types will acquire in different functions. Fourth, which is text or symbol that you are going to include in any function, you must require to use a double quotes. Okay, that is a rule. If you are using with number, there is no double quotes is required. Okay, simply you can type a number without a double quotes. And then syntax, each and every formula as a bottom line, that is called a syntax. You must read the syntax and understand how many arguments are there at first, and based on the argument you want to fill it. The arguments are started with 0 argument to infinity argument. You want to see the function first and understand it, how many argument, and then you want to fill it. In the argument, the last one has an optional value. If any function comes with square bracket in the arguments, the last one you can see fv is a square bracket, and then type is a square bracket. So these type of square brackets are optional value in Excel. Those arguments are not to be filled. Directly it has taken advantage of providing a default values, or it will automatically consider as 0. Okay, so you don't want to give even this PMT, we want to type only 3 things: rate, NPR, PV. Rest of the values will put 0. Then automatically it works. Okay, so the optional values are in square bracket in all the functions. Okay, there will be no error will come if you're not typing these arguments also. Since syntax will be cleared, it will proceed with other steps. Okay, so this is what the 7th rule, optional value for a square bracket. Okay, so any doubts so far what you have seen? Yeah, thank you. Now next we go with the last topic I think today. Let's see how does it works. Okay, first logical functions, nested function, nested a function, and are. Okay, we want to understand about these functions at first. Okay, logical functions are very important function in Microsoft Excel. Why? Because this is the only one function, if condition. Okay, will help you to add your own output result. If you check any other formula in Excel, it will return either true or false. It will return any numbers. Okay, it will return any decimal places. But only if condition will help you to add with your own output result. Okay, we don't have any other formula in Excel to type your own output. That is why this is more specialty. This function is very important, comes under logical checking. Automatically, it will go and check based on the value it works on. Okay, so very simply it will work. Okay, now the if condition, as I said, if condition, we have different types of if conditions are there. First is simple if condition. Okay, simple if condition, which means you can check only one condition at a time. Only one condition at a time. Okay, this is called simple if function. Okay, it will return a Boolean operators. All conditional if conditions, logical functions are returns comes under Boolean data type. What is this Boolean data type? Which means either it return true or false. That is it. Okay, so either it return true or false. This is what it will do. Okay, so simple if condition means it will do only one check, one condition at a time. All logical operators are comes under Boolean data type. It return true or false. Okay, next nested if function. We have a second type of function, if function. This is called a nested if function. One or more. Okay, one or more condition to be checked at a time. This is called nested if function. And then finally we have a compound if function. Okay, so this is very important one. Compound if function, which is very simple. You are going to make a merge with if condition with other logical operators called if with and, if with or. Okay, all those things we are going to discuss it. Okay, now from here I'm going to start with a complete calculation mode. Okay, so if you have any doubts, please stop me. It will exactly look like a max. Unless you practice, it won't come. So I'll be sharing the files after this class. Please do practice at all. Okay, that is more important thing. Okay, which is exactly like a max. If you see, it is very easy. When you apply it, you will be getting a lot of errors. Okay, so please practice. And now the next one, separately, we are going to see about what is the nature of R and AND. These things we are going to see it now. Okay, and finally, we are going to see how to avoid an error in Excel. That is a function called if error function. Okay, we are going with if error and then we are going with is error. These two functions we are going to see it, and we are seeing the difference between these two. Okay, now first, to start with simple if condition. This is what I'm going to start at first. Simple if condition. Okay, I'll take a small data set in my list. I'll go for this. Okay, now just imagine I have a small invoice number with a date, payment method, and then amount with region. Okay, so small data set which I have here. Now, with the help of this if conditions, I can add an additional column to my table. That is the purpose of using if condition. So it will bring a status. It will add an additional status column. It will bring additional column to my table with the help of these functions. Why? Because we don't want to do any manual checks. This logical function will go and see my cell, automatically it checks and it return a result with our own output. That is why we are using if condition. Okay, so it will help me to add one more column in my table, extend my column with some status for better understanding. Okay, now I'm going to find simple if condition here to say what is the status of the invoice. I want to make two status now. Okay, why? Because with the help of if condition, only one condition to be checked, that comes under true or false. So I can check only two conditions, either high value payment or low value payment. This is the two scenario which I am going to check. If my cell range, which has more than 25,000, greater than 25,000, then I want to make my cell with high payment. Less than 25,000, then I want to make with low payment. This is what my status which I want to add it. With the help of if condition, I'm going to do it. Okay, so very simple function. See the arguments properly and write it very clearly without any doubts. Okay, equal to if function, open bracket. Okay, and then logical test. What is my invoice amount is greater than 25,000. This is what I have kept it. So I'm going to select the invoice amount K3, which is greater than 25,000. Okay, simply I typed my logical now. My checking I have done. My logical test is K3, which is greater than 25,000. This is my logical test, comma, because that is over, comma. If you put comma only, it goes to next argument. Okay, that is most important. You want to make sure the comma to be updated correctly, comma. And then this function will do only one check. That is why I have stopped it with only one condition and I put comma here. Okay, it will not do with multiple conditions. Okay, only K3 greater than 25,000. That is the one condition, it works. Now it returning true value, true or false, two value to be returned. What is the value I require? I required low value payment or high value payment. If it is greater than 25,000, then I want high value payment. That is an alphabet. So the fourth rule we have seen, if we are using any alphabet in a function, I want that to be used with double quotes. Okay, so double quotes, high value payment. Okay, high value payment and double quotes to be closed, comma, and then false value to be typed. Okay, false value, double quotes, again low value payment. Okay, double quotes done. And finally you can see, very simple. Okay, so now the first logical test is updated, the true value is updated, the false value is updated. Okay, and finally you want to make sure you want to close this one. If you do this close, the syntax line will be disappeared, which means you are closing it correct one. Okay, for example, you can see one. Okay, and then automatically the bottom line has been disappeared. In case if you are not closing it properly, it will exactly show you. Okay, I'll tell you in the next nested if function. It is easy for you to understand it. Okay, now closing it. I closed with one bracket and automatically the syntax has been disappeared, which means you are doing it correct. Okay, now just close it. You can see the value which shows automatically low value payment. Okay, instead of we are checking manually, this logical test will automatically check my values. If I have 50,000 records, I cannot go and check one by one. It is a time taking activity for me. Instead of me, the logical formula will automatically go and check the particular cell. If it is greater than 25,000, it puts high value. If it is less than 25,000, then it puts low value. Okay, so by default, two options are there in if condition because this is a simple if condition. So simple if condition means you can check only one condition at a time with returning with two results. Right? Any doubts as of now about if condition? Yeah, next, nested if function. Okay, as I said, nested if function, you can do with multiple conditions at a time, one or more condition. Okay, one or more condition with multiple results can be returned. Okay, now again, for which I'm going to calculate a aging function here. Aging, okay, aging means the invoice sent on 1st of 6, 2021. Still it is not received. Just for example, imagine it, still it is not received, which means how many days I'm waiting for this payment now. Okay, for which as of today I want to find. So equal to today is a function which returns a date. Okay, today minus my date of invoice sent, which means this comes under a date here. Just go for my general number format, which shows 224 days. For example, this invoice sent 224 days before. Still we are waiting for a payment. This is called the aging. Okay, we are finding a differences between today's date and the date of invoice sent. Okay, so this is called the aging. Now I have just updated the aging here. Exactly. Okay, so it shows with 224 to 134. Okay, so the invoice which starts from 134 plus date. Okay, I'm just going to do a small change here. I'm going to change the values of this payment. Okay, for example, I'll go with some random thing. Okay, I'll go with randomly. I'll put 1st of January 2022. Okay, which means 10 days only. Just for example, I'm changing few things. Yeah, I'll show you again. Aging, I'll show you again. Now see, aging means the differences which I want to find it out. Okay, so the invoice sent on 1st of January 2022. From that today's date, what will be the differences? So today's date means you can directly type today's date with control semicolon. This is a shortcut key to bring today's date. Control semicolon. Or you can apply a function called equal to today. This means it will bring today's date. Okay, now either you can type it. You can type it and identify the values. Now 11/1/2022, that is the today's date. Today date minus the old date, invoice send date, which means it return with some date format, convert that into a general. Now this is 10 date is there. When I do double click, automatically do for other things. Okay, so the second invoice sent on 6th month, still we are waiting for a payment. Almost 222 days has been crossed. Still we are waiting for a payment for this month. Okay, which means this is a very old payment. Okay, very old invoices. So these type of analysis can be done very easily. This is called the aging analysis. Okay, aging means how many invoices are pending and what is the days they are looking for. How many days it is waiting for a payment. Okay, such things can be easily identified. This is called the aging now. Once it is done, I want to mark a status for this. For example, how many invoices are there between, okay, 0 to 30 days. 0 to 30 days. How many invoices are there between 31 to 60 days? Okay, 31 to 60 days. And then how many invoices are there between 60 to 90 days? Something like that. How many invoices are there greater than 90 days? Even that also I can track it. So I want to update 4 status here. One is 0 to 30, and then 31 to 60, and then 60 to 90, and then greater than 90. 4 status I want to update it. Okay, so for which I'm going to change this number randomly. I'm going to change with 8th month onwards, 1/8/2021, 1/8/2021, which comes under 163. Okay, I'll go with 1/9/2020. Okay, 1/9/2021 with 3 days to be updated, just for example. Okay, now we can see. Okay, which is even still, we have so many numbers here, so we don't want that one, which comes under minus. So I'll update it in the random way. Okay, 2021 till 2021, we have so many invoices. Okay, now see, the aging has been identified here. Okay, 1/9/2021 means 132 days. Okay, I'll put randomly some dates, 01/01/2022. Okay, the invoice sent on 10 days before. Some invoice sent on 10 November 2021. Okay, the invoice sent. Okay, 1 minute. November 2021. Okay, now it is in 62 days. Okay, fine. Now I'm going to find a status with the help of nested if function. Okay, nested if function. It exactly find the days difference between the aging date. Based on the aging date, it works on. Okay, now the aging has been found already by just doing a aging minus today date with the old date equal to if my logical test is if my aging days, which is less than 30, okay, less than 30, which means I want my true value here. The true value is lies between 0 to 30 days. These invoices comes under 0 to 30 days category. This is what the first condition I have written. Okay, very simple if condition. If my entry which is less than 30, then I want to mark 0 to 30 days for that one. And since you can see the square bracket is there, which means in even if condition, that is an optional value. Okay, I'm going to close this one. I'm going to hit enter. Now you can see automatically the first one comes under false. Why? Because it doesn't fall under less than 30. Okay, now when I drag this one to the last, exactly you can see wherever less than 30 days is there, that has been marked with my first status called 0 to 30 days. Now I'll go and change some random date. 15/6 is there. Okay, I'll go for 15 and 15 with 12/2021. Now you can see it is 27 days. Exactly, it comes under 0 to 30 days. So you can make a group very easily of all your invoices, all your payment details, or your pending bills. All those things can be made with a group in a very easiest way with the help of nested if function. Okay, so now the first formula we have written to identify 0 to 30 days. Next, that I'm going to write it. Second condition, comma, here false value is there, but still we have 3 more conditions are there. One is 31 to 60, and then 60 to 90, and then greater than 90. So 3 more values are there, but unfortunately, here in false value, we can type only one. We cannot type 3 values at the same time because this comes under Boolean operation. It will return either true or false. True value we already given. False value, we can type only one. We can't type 3 values here. That is why we are using one more if condition. Okay, which means this is called a nested if function. Okay, nested if function means you can start writing without giving false value. Without giving false value, continuously you can write n number of if condition here. There is no restriction at all. You can type n number of if condition with your true value alone. Okay, now we can see the true value, second true value which I'm going to update it. Okay, first the true value which I'm going to update it, comma, if condition, my aging which is less than 60, because the second condition I'm writing now, less than 60 means I want my true value will be 31 days to 60 days. Okay, this is my second condition. So right, any doubts so far in the nested if function? If you have any doubts, please stop me and ask me. Okay, now, yeah, now nested if with second condition equal to n3, which is less than 60, less than 60 means 31 to 60 days. So the second two conditions which I have written in Excel, if you write one condition along combined with one more condition, one more function, two functions are included in the same formula. Either it should be if with VLOOKUP with if error, or index with match, or index with concatenate. There are two functions joined together, which means that is called a nested functions. Okay, nest means we are in a group. Okay, nested function means with merging we are writing it. Okay, so if with nested function. Okay, so if with another if, that is called a nested if. So now two condition is done. If I do one close bracket, the syntax will still appear. It will go to left hand side. It will move. Now the second bracket which I have done, now it is closed. Okay, it is disappeared, which means two brackets are required for this example. Okay, now when I hit enter, it shows false value, and then I'll do double click here. You can see the second condition will put 31 to 60 days. If we will check where we have 32 and 60 days here. Okay, so far it returned all the false value. Okay, it is not finding any 31 to 60 days. So what I'll do, I'll go and change some value. First is 10/11/2021 is there. 10/11/2021 is there. Okay, I'll go that with 10/10/2022. It is 93. Okay, we want to lies between 31 to 60. 31 to 60. This is 27 is there. Now you can see this is 27. I want to add 4 dates plus this, which means it comes under 31. Okay, then it will automatically change to second status automatically. Now 15/12 is there. I'll go for 2012. Now you can see 2012, okay, which lies between 22 days. Okay, you can even increase it. I'll go for again increasing it. 10/12. You can see now exactly 10/12 means it is 32 days. It comes under 31 to 60 days. Okay, the status will automatically update it. We don't want to any check because this formula will work 100% accuracy. Okay, without any doubts, the conditions, if it is right, then it return the results in a correct manner. Okay, so 31 to 60 days, which means 10 days is there. 10th of December invoice has been sent. Till now the value is not comes, which means that comes under second bucket, 31 to 60 bucket. Okay, this is what the condition will work on. Now the third one, which is 60 to 90. 60 to 90. Again, delete this two open brackets. I'll go for writing one more one. Third one, equal to, sorry, if open bracket, the logical test. Again, I'm going to select this one. Again, I'm going to select this one. My logical test is less than 90. If it is less than 90, then I want that to be populated with 61 to 90 days. That is my third condition. 61 to 90 days. Okay, so now third condition is done, comma, the last condition is greater than 90. That I can fill it in my false value, because false value can allow me to type only one condition. So if none of the scenarios matching with my list, then I want to make all the values to be into a false value. The false value, whatever I type, that will return. Okay, now double quotes, the false value I am giving in the last one, that is greater than 90. Okay, that is, if it is greater than 90, then I'll make with greater than 90 days. This is the last condition which I applied. Okay, so any doubts so far about this function? So three conditions we have used. First if condition for 0 to 30. Second is 31 to 60. Third one is 61 to 90. If none of them are matched, then the last one which I have quoted with greater than 90 days. Okay, this is the nested if function. When I do hit enter, now you can see exactly it shows 132, which is greater than 90. When I do double click here, it will automatically find all these things. So most of my invoices are greater than 90 here. Okay, simply it will automatically identify it. Okay, without doing any checks. If you change any dates also, based on that date, automatically it works. Okay, now I'll go with 1/9/2021. Okay, instead of that, I'll go with some other value here, 1/8/2021. Okay, still it is in 90 days. Or else I'll go with 1/10/2021. Now you can see it comes with 1 or 2, even greater than 90. That is why it shows with greater than 90. Now I'll make one more change, 1/11/2021. Okay, here. sorry, 1/11/2021. Now you can see it comes under 71 days so far. So it exactly with 61 to 90 it shows. Okay, so the informations will be updated exactly here by updating its status by 1. So nested if will help me to understand my status automatically. Right? Any doubt so far about this nested if function?
Hi Jay, this is Kanchan.
Yeah, please.
I just have a doubt, like why are we inserting plus over here? If I use only is equal to if.
Yeah, you can use that
How-
also. That is not a problem. Okay, you can use that also. No worries about it.
Okay.
So the nested if function will help me to add a status with multiple status are there. Then you want to use nested if only. If you have only 2 status, high value, low value, which means simple if enough for you to do it. Okay, but if you have multiple status are there, resulting with the return result, you have it. Multiple results are there. Then nested if function will help you to add those things. Now third one, which is very important, compound if function. If with and, if with or. Okay, so first we want to understand about what is and what is or, and then we'll go with if and or. Okay, now I'll go with and function, and then I'll go with or function. 2 functions are there. Okay, I'll just type a day-wise sale here. Okay, day-wise sales for a company. I'll just randomly ran between 5,000 rupees per day to 25,000 per day. This is what I'm going to update it here. Okay, now the sales day-wise sales has been updated here. Okay, now you can see in this example, I want to identify how many sales are there. How many sales are less than, okay, which is less than 7,500, and how many sales are there with greater than 20,000. Okay, greater than 20,000. This is what I want to identify. Okay, in my list, I want to track my low value of sales, which days are done with low sales, which days are done with high sales. This is what I want to identify. Either 7,500 or 20,000 and above. Okay, less than 7,500 or 20,000 and above, for which R is more suitable, because either or option which comes means R will work. In R means Excel, it is called addition. Okay, this is Excel means addition. Multiplication means and function. Okay, and means multiplication. Okay, I'll tell you how to do this one. Where multiplication will do, you want to identify between values in the list. Okay, between values in the list, which means you want to use and function. For example, I want to track exactly how many days are there which have done sales with 10,000 rupees per day to 20,000 rupees per day. In between values can be identified. Greater than 10,000, less than 20,000. In between values to be identified here. For that, we are using the and function. Okay, so first I'll type very simple. These and are other logical operators, but unfortunately, it will return only true or false, like a Boolean data types. In if condition only, we have allowed to type our own output value. Okay, if and R function will return only true or false based on the conditions. Okay, it won't help you to add any own status. Only if condition will do. Okay, now let's see. As I know, I want to track my first condition is less than 7,500, and my second condition is greater than 20,000. So I want to operate R function here. See now, equal to R function, open bracket, it comes under infinity argument, dot is there, which means n number of cells can be selected. There is no restriction at all. You can check multiple condition at a time. Okay, this is what the advantage of using R function. Now, first condition, what is my first logical? My sale value, which is less than 7,500. That is my first condition. My first logical, comma, what is my second logical? My second logical is 20,000 and above. So the same cell which is greater than 20,000. So I want to apply two conditions in the same cell which I am going to check it. Okay, two condition has been applied in which any one condition passed, it returned true value. That is what addition option is there. R nature of the R is if any one condition is passed, then it bring a return with true value. Okay, now when you see here, when I press enter, it shows with false. Why? Because it is the value what we have here is 18,701, which is not less than 7,500, not greater than 20,000. So two conditions are failed. That is why it gives with false value, right? So any doubts so far about R nature? Hope you understand about the R function, right? So the first condition is failed because both the conditions are failed. Okay, which means it is not less than 7,500 and not greater than 20,000. When I come for the second one, now you can see second one returned with true. Why? Because the first condition is failed. 7,500 is failed, but the second condition is greater than 20,000. So it exactly bring true. So in our nature is any one condition, if it is passed, okay, any one condition to be met to bring a true result. Okay, or else it will bring false result only. Okay, now it is very easy for us to track the high value and low value in a big tracker. When I do this one, now you can see exactly the true values are there. If I go and select the true values here in the list, all these informations are less than 7,500 and greater than 20,000. Okay, simply you can identify it very easily with the help of R function. You can track the low value payment and high value payment in a single click itself. We don't want to do multiple criteria here with nested if. Simply R function can help you to identify the low value and high value based on our criteria. Okay, so any doubts so far about R function? Okay, next we go with another role now. And function. Okay, and function. So first we will include if here. Okay, why we are using if with R? Because nothing, we want to make a status here. We want to make a status. Okay, I want to track my high payment and low payment here. It returns with true or false only, because in R function we cannot add any values here. We cannot bring my result here. Only if condition will allow me to type my own output result. Okay, that is why most of the people are using if with R, because I want my own output result, comma, what is my true value? My true value is need to check, double quotes, comma, no need to check. Okay, two own output result which I have typed with the help of if condition. If I not use this if condition, it return only true or false. If I use this if condition, I can type my own output result. That is why if conditions are used. Okay, now we can see when I hit here, some of the functions are returned directly with no need to check, which means this is not in the list here. Okay, this is not a high payment or low payment. Nothing will be there. The high payments and low payments are now named with the need to check. If you check that alone, all these are comes with high payment and low payment. Okay, this is what the first scenario. Next, and we are going to check it, and function. Okay, and function. As I said, in between values, how many sales are there? Between 10,000 to 20,000. Exactly, that is what I want to identify now. Okay, or between 7,500 to 20,000. This is what I want to do it. Okay, see, this can be used with any different purposes also. For example, I'll go with one more different example. Now, in my company, there are many employees are there. Okay, many employees are there. They are getting CTCs and annual wise. Okay, I'm going to make the random annual CTC from 1,20,000 rupees as a fresher to 16 lakh rupees. The seniors are getting it here. Okay, so now I'll randomly fill some informations. These are the CTCs which has less than greater than 1,20,000 to less than 6 lakh. Now I am in position to track my middle agers. middle management. Okay, how many employees are here are getting, okay, 6 lakh rupees to 10 lakh rupees. These all are middle ages. Okay, now middle management. I want to track only the middle management people salary based on the salary which I'm going to do. Okay, middle management. See, I'm going to use with the AND function very easily. AND function, first logical, my logical K2, which is greater than 6 lakh. That is the first one. And second logical, my K2, which is less than 10 lakh. Okay, two conditions are done. When I close bracket it, it shows with false because it not falls under between ranges. So it is greater than 15. 10 lakh is there. So it is comes under false. When I hit enter, you can see only this employee comes under middle management. This employee comes under middle management. Okay, easily I can check the middle management here. Now I want to add this middle management along with my formula. So that is why to bring my own result, I'm using if condition. If with and, comma, double quotes, my middle management. Okay, this is what I have done. Rest of the things you can update it or you can leave it. No need to check. Okay, two conditions, manual results, my desired output I have done. Okay, now simply you can see where the middle management comes, it exactly works. Okay, I'll show again. I'll go and update the if conditions and functions now first. Equal to and first logical, my CTC, which is greater than 6 lakh. That is my first condition. 6 lakh, comma, my second logical, which is less than 10 lakh. Okay, now two condition is done. If I use AND function, it return true or false only. It won't result any positive values, any own outputs. It returns only true or value. Okay, so now these are the middle values are there. You can see middle values, middle managements are true, which comes under 6 lakh to 10 lakh. For example, here 15 lakh 40,182 is there. I'm just going to change this as 8 lakh 40,000, which means now you can see it comes under true because it lies between 6 lakh to 10 lakh. So I can easily track the middle managements here. Okay, so with the help of if differences between values, I can use if with and to get my own output results. Okay, so any doubts so far about the if with and function? Okay, so hope you're clear about these logical functions. Okay, I'll be sharing this file. Please do practice. While seeing it is very simple. While applying it, it will take a lot of problems. You will be getting a lot of errors will be occurred. Okay, so make sure you are correctly, properly read the syntax and update with exact arguments, and easily will be getting a result. Okay, this will be a very good practice on automated checks. You don't want to do any manual checks. You don't want to do any manual filters. Directly it will go and check. Okay, this can be applied in manual filter also. But why we are doing this can be automated checks. If I want to do manually, then I want to go for filter with between option, which is greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, which I want to give it here. Okay, this custom auto filter I want to use it. That is why I'm using, instead of this, I'm going with conditions here. So this condition will help me whenever I change the CTC date, this will automatically do changes.
Say Jay, sorry, to understand this
Yeah.
if and or function. So it is like a Boolean kind of a thing. Like it will take a value either true or false. Am I right?
Exactly.
Correct. No, it won't give you any integer output or something, but it will
Yes.
be like a Boolean search where you can able to find out whether it is true or false.
Exactly. If you
Correct,
require,
no, Jay?
yes, correct. Your understanding is correct. And if you want to add your own output, then if condition is the only suitable to add your own conditions.
Okay, so it is preferable using and or you should also prefix if, so you can get the desired output in the quoted codes, right? In a double quoted codes, whatever you want to type.
Exactly.
Okay, Jay. Jay, one more request, since
Yeah.
you explained really very well, but this is at this time very clear to understand. But really,
Yes.
when you, as you said it, when you practice it, it becomes difficult. You won't be getting. So
Yeah.
requesting you to please share the data as well as all the recorded video also. So at the
Okay.
same day, at the end of the day, we will practice it. So we will be having a clear hands-on idea how to do it.
Okay, fine, no problem. Even I today speak with your management and I'll be arranging
Yeah, so
all this.
Varda is a person, because I yesterday had a word with her, and
Hmm.
she said, I don't know, I have not yet received any material. So I request you, if you can share, because this is the fourth day. Am I right? Now
Yeah.
hardly any few days are left. So it should not happen. Right now we
Okay.
are very clear, but after a few days again you will sit and you haven't practiced. You won't be able to get it anything. So I
Okay.
request you to share the practice material as well as the data. So at the same time, with the at the end hands on, do a practice also.
Sure. Definitely. I have a project files. I'll be sharing you after this call now.
Please do that. Please do
Yeah.
that. And requesting you to please share your number or your email ID. So, in
Yeah.
case of any doubts or any queries, we can get in touch with you.
Sure. Definitely. I'll
Huh,
be
Jay?
providing you in a chat box at end of the
Sure.
session.
And one more request, as you said
Yeah.
that for the analytics purpose as well as for the solver purpose, there are few add-ins available online.
Hmm.
Free, I'm talking about free, not for the paid one. So in
Okay.
case if you are knowing about any free add-ins, please share those also. So we
Okay.
can download those free versions and we can practice this for the analytics and solver purpose.
Okay. I'll definitely do it.
Correct?
Yeah. I'll be giving the add-ins name in the email
Exactly,
list.
because see, finding out won't be give me the exact match, but since you are practicing, you know everything about it. So
Okay.
requesting you to share me those, free available, since you already know. So it will
Okay.
help me to do a same practice at the same time.
Sure. Definitely I'll do it.
Yeah, Jay. Thank you so much, Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So next, we come with if error and is error. Okay. First, we'll see what does if error will do, and then we can see the differences between if error and is error. Okay. If error and is error. Okay. Now, what you want to do is if error will avoid an error. Okay. For example, if error function will help you to avoid an error. And is error is to identify an error. So that is the difference between these two functions. Avoid an error, identify an error. Okay, so how does the errors occur? As I said, if you are doing a VLOOKUP, it comes with not applicable. Okay, it comes with not applicable. Okay, for example, I have a small list here. Okay, small list here of locations. Locations with the number of employees working in your company. Just for example, I'm doing it. Okay, so I'll just type randomly here. Bangalore, Delhi, Mumbai, Pune, Kolkata, Hyderabad, and then go on. Okay, for example, these are the locations we have, and I'll fill the random employees from 50 employees to 300 employees are working in different regions. Okay, now different regions I have done. Now I'm going to do a VLOOKUP, simple VLOOKUP to identify some of the locations in this list. Okay, to identify Chennai, Bangalore, Pune, and finally the one which I'm going to do here last with Coimbatore. Okay, for example, this is not on my list. This is not on my list, but still I'm doing VLOOKUP now. Okay, so to identify the total employees in my company. So I'll just do a random VLOOKUP now. VLOOKUP with even VLOOKUP I'll be explaining you in the upcoming sessions. No worry about it. Okay, so no, right now, if I do all the thing, the last one which picks with not applicable. The problem here is the one which is not available in my list. So it brings not applicable option. When it comes not applicable, the problem here is you can go and use the sum function. Again, it returns as not applicable. Why? Because if you have any problem in your one single cell with occurs an error, then you cannot even do addition of remaining cells. You can't do skipping without an error. Okay, this is one problem we have in Excel as a common issue. even that can be easily addressed with some other functions. But I'll help you to use with if condition, if error function, always to be prefixed with your VLOOKUP. Why? Because to avoid these unwanted errors. Now the same VLOOKUP, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add in front of VLOOKUP with if error function. If error VLOOKUP, and then this is my value. The VLOOKUP is the value, comma, what if error occurs. What I want to do, I want to occurs if any error occurs in the list. I want to make that as 0. Okay, I don't want to use any other thing, only make 0 here, because all my errors are now returned with 0. Okay, when I do this application, now you can see if error with VLOOKUP and I applied with 0, all errors are now denoted with 0. When I do that, now Coimbatore is acquired with error, but still that has been replaced with 0. When I make sum, it is easy for me to identify it. The total value of the rest of the locations. So that is why, to avoid an error, we are using if error function. So the if error function can be used with any function in Excel to avoid an error. Okay, that is why we are using if error. So we always VLOOKUP added with if error, which means that will easily returns with 0, and you can easily add your numbers. Okay, so that is what the nature of if error. It avoids an error and it helps me to add you all your informations, like any returned with number based columns acquired with error, then you can't do sum. So that is why we are doing with if error function to avoid an error with 0. Don't put 1, 2, 3, something like this. The problem, if you put 1 here, then you can see the errors occur with 1. See now, if I make this as 1, the problem is all the errors also will come with 1. So that will be counted again. One more thing here. The count of 1 will be added with your total. So I advise you not to use any value in the error field, only other than 0. You can use with a double quotes with blank or 0. That is enough for you to add it. Okay, so any doubts so far about if error function? Okay, now see, next is error. What is the difference between if error and is error? Is error means to identify an error. For example, I have done this one. Okay, I have done this one. Okay, just for example, I'll just copy it, or I'll do a VLOOKUP now again. Okay, VLOOKUP of my Chennai with my location and the employee ID, comma 2, 0. Now you can see the last one occurred with error here because I have not used if error. Now in this list, where are the errors we have? For that only we are finding is error function, which help me to return with true or false, because this comes under Boolean operations. All logical operators are Boolean operations. So if any error occurs, that will return with true. If no errors are there, then return with false. This is the nature of is error. So identifying an error in a big list, we are using to identify match with this option here. Okay, so wherever error fields are there, that will return with true. If you are applying a big function in a big column, big data set, you want to check a manual checks will be there. You can use with if is error function to identify if any returns with true means that cell has an error. You want to manually go and adjust it. Okay, that is the difference between if error and is error, right? So far, any doubts about these logical functions? What we have covered it. Okay, fine. So I'll just telling you again, please do a practice lot. Okay, I'll be sharing you today with a project file, okay, which consists of some questions and data sets, okay, which means it is for your practicing purposes. Okay, that will be till the information what we have covered so far. What are the topics that we have covered so far? Only it is available in those questions, okay, in those areas. So it will be a small data set with some questions. You can check this database and you can start doing practice by your own, okay, including some function. Today logical functions we have seen, including that it works. So along with that, I'll having a training material with a screen captures. You can use that also to verify it. Okay, some of the few important functions are available in that that you can check it easily, which is a PPT file. Okay, I'll be sharing that PPT file also to you. And right now I am typing my email ID in the chat box. So if you have any doubts or any help required, you can use drop an email to this email ID. I'll try to answer you in a short span of time. Okay, so I'll be in training most of the day. So if it is Saturday, Sunday, easy for me to do it. Okay, so any doubts so far?
Hi, there is one doubt,
Yeah, please.
Jay,
Yeah.
with respect to the pivot table. I tried doing it yesterday. This is
Okay.
Kanchan.
Okay.
Basically, what happened was I clicked on the serial number as well as the the employee name as well as employee code. So
Okay.
what happened was in say in column A, the data got overlapped. I mean, the employee code came in a small letters and the name came in a big letter. Where I want employee code in a column A and employee name in column B. So how can we do that?
Okay, so you want to activate a classic pivot table to convert my employee ID and employee name separately. First, you want to see the data set. You have your data set to be separately added with column number A with column number D with the employee ID, column number E with the employee name. If you have two different columns,
Correct.
then not a problem. You have this example. I'll show you now. Serial number, employee ID, employee name. Okay, and then I'll go with a random experience here. Okay, this is a small data set which I'll do it. For example, okay, and I'll make random employee ID. I'll add one to this. Okay, now these are the employee IDs. I'll go with random name here. I'm just trying to fill alphabets here. Okay, now the employee names are filled and I'll go for random experience here from 1 year to 20 years. Okay, now this is a data set. I'm going to apply a pivot table. Go for insert a pivot table and I'm going to insert a pivot table in a new sheet. Okay, so now the sheet is ready. It has the employee ID, an employee name, and experience. Okay, first I'll go for employee ID to be on row. If I put that, all the employee IDs are now shown in column A. Again, if I put employee name on that, it shows below to that itself. So you are acquiring these type of error, correct?
Yeah, Jay, that's correct.
Okay, so now you want to segregate that employee ID in column A, employee name in column B. So you want to activate a classic pivot table. Do right click. Okay, go for pivot table options. And you want to use this display and enable this classic layout option, classic pivot table layout. When I do click here, it goes automatically column A, column B. And you have subtotals here. Just do right click and remove the subtotals. Okay, so I'll again tell you, do right click on the value. Okay, here, do right click, go for pivot table options, display option, under display classic pivot table to be added. Okay, you want to activate this and click OK. Automatically, all the columns, whatever you put now, it will move on. Now, even the experience, if I put the experience in this row column, row field here, exactly it comes here. Now you can see A employee has 3 years experience. B employee has 17 years experience. The subtotal will come. Do right click and remove the subtotals here. Okay, so now all the employees are IDs are in A, employee names are in B, and experience are in C. Right?
Okay, Jay, thanks.
Okay, so any other doubts? Okay, fine. So I think up to this we can wind up a day 5, and we have still more 2 days are there. So we are going to see about important functions, and then about formal editing, and then we are going with macros about VBA macros and Excel record macros under. Okay, so meanwhile you can do practice. I'll be sharing you the file as I said. Post lunch I can do it, I think, because I'll be in a training now. So once you get the file, start practicing it. And if you have any doubts, please come up. We can discuss about it. Not a problem on this.
Sure, Jay. Sorry, my power failure was there, so I just missed out the VLOOKUP part. So once you will be starting, session tomorrow, request you to please start with the beginning of a VLOOKUP. Since I missed out the in between part due to a power failure, I'm so sorry for that.
Okay, no worries. No worries, no problem.
No problem. Fine. So please share the details of the material so we can do the hands-on practice too at the same time.
Okay, I'll be doing it.
Sure. Thanks, Jay.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank
We'll
you
meet
so
again
much.
tomorrow.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Jay. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day. Bye.
Yeah, bye.